Mahfujur, tell our audience what you're doing, where you've come from.
Yeah, I'm from Bangladesh and I'm a USM student. I am almost done with my MSc in Environmental Science and Policy. I'm really happy doing this job as a volunteer. It's really environment friendly technology to generate biogas from food waste. So I'm cool.
And
Very happy.
you brought this waste from, tell us,
Yes.
introduce yourself, where did you bring this from?
My name is Asar. I'm a computer science student. Right now I'm doing my PhD in the computer science department of University of South Florida. And I met brother Mahfuz and he told me about this job, that this eco-friendly job, that we have to collect the waste that we find after the iftar that's going on for this Ramadan season. So we collected that food waste and bring it to here. I think it's a very good idea to use that waste to do something good like producing biogas. Thank you.
Fantastic. And so this came from the Istaba Mosque, the largest mosque in Tampa, right?
Yeah, from the Sly Avenue.
On Sly Avenue,
Yeah, Islamic Community of Tampa Bay.
the Islamic community of Tampa Bay,
Yeah, Islamic Society of Tampa Bay.
Islamic Society of Tampa Bay.
Yeah, they feed around 1,000 to 1,500 people each day. Eventually, they generate some food waste, but they're doing it very nice way. But some food waste really is generated. So, out of this 1,000 and 1,000 people, like 40 kg waste.
40 kilograms?
Yeah.
That's how much you brought tonight?
Yeah, approximately, I guess. It's not small amount. They can generate how much biogas to give?
So how long does this go on? The entire month of Ramadan, right?
Yeah, we hope we'll continue rest of the month of Ramadan. But we need more volunteers for that
Yeah.
because we need to collect the waste and need to bring them here. We need more volunteers really.
Right. How long did it take you to collect this waste?
Yeah, it's not too much time. Just the collection and bringing around 1 hour only.
And you had to stand to keep plastic from getting in like this.
Yeah.
You had to stand at the end of the iftar
Yeah.
and collect it and tell people, please don't throw plastic cups or plastic forks or
Yes,
knives
yes, yes.
or plastic wrappers in.
Yeah, after some point, people was really enthusiastic about our job. They themselves try to separate the plastic and the food waste. And interestingly, another professor from USF also helped us a lot.
A professor from
He
USF,
yeah,
right?
Yeah, he separated the plastic items and the food waste. He himself.
Wow.
I was really fascinated by his job. He helped a lot.
Fantastic. How full are we here?
No.
Oh, we're getting there. Okay. It needs more water. Let's open some water up. Mahfujur, let's get some water going. Yeah. That'll help it go down faster. I see you've got chicken bones in there.
Yes.
And there's a big chuck bone. We should probably put that in the garbage. Not in the garbage, in the garden.
Yeah.
Right. Put that in the garden. The paper's okay. Paper you can put in. There's a plastic lid there that has to come out.
Yeah.
That's always the problem, is contaminants. Can I have you hold the camera for a second? So one of the big problems in the United States today is that recycling operations are going bust. They're not working because it used to be that the Chinese would take most of our plastic waste and our other waste materials, and so we claimed in our cities that we were getting people to recycle because the Chinese were taking it off our hands and doing the sorting. Now the Chinese have started refusing, and so is India and other countries, to take American waste because it's always contaminated, and if the contamination rate is down to a few percent, nobody wants it. The Zebulun garbage people of Egypt, who I did my PhD with, have been, whoops, this is gotta stay on. It's gonna jam. Yep, it jammed. So it overheated. So what has to happen now, what happened is there's a little button under here, so it's probably good it happened, so you'll learn. If you put your hand here and feel this button, it popped out. meaning the overload circuit, the overheating circuit. You
Oh,
feel?
then we should stop it.
Yeah, but we did. It's automatically shut down so it wouldn't overheat. But that means we have to wait for it to cool down before we can do more.
Oh, I see.
And that is something you have to be very careful when you're grinding, to use enough water and try to make sure that the stuff going in doesn't jam it. Slowly put it in so it doesn't overheat.
Okay.
When it has cooled down, you'll be able to pop this button back in. There's a red button under there. Maybe you can show it on the video. If you look deep underneath here, you can see here a button. Maybe if you go like this, and then put your finger, see that red button there?
One. Yeah.
Yeah? That's what has to be popped back in. Can you see it, Mahfuja? Look on the camera. There's a red button under here, right there.
Yeah. Have to push it back.
Yeah, you have to push it back in, but it won't go back in until
Oh,
it's
yeah,
cool.
red button, yes.
Okay? The other thing that you do if it jams is there is an anti-jamming thing that you never want to lose that we keep here. You put it, there's a hole in the center, and you put it under there, and you go back and forth to release any possible jam that might be in there. Here, give that a try. And feel for the button too. You feel the red button?
Yeah, red button.
You feel it?
And then the hole, a small hole.
Yeah, in the small hole. So that wrench goes in the hole, and then you turn it back and forth, sort of that this way. So this goes in here, like that.
Oh, this way?
Yeah. And if you can turn it, then the jam is gone.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So this was just an overheating event. It's not jammed.
Okay.
So you can take that Allen key out now and pop it back on here. But now we have to wait until the thing cools down.
I think that's fill up.
Is it? Yeah, let's go dump this one in the Dragon.
So by this time we pour it.
Yeah. Pour it in the second
Another
one.
Second one. Yeah. It's filled.
Oh
It's
yeah,
full.
you gotta be careful
So by
carrying it.
this time it will be cool again.
Yeah.
And by this time we can put it there.
Okay.
Oh my God, this.
Anyway, what the Zabaleen population, our good friends there, said is all they want people to do is separate the organic from the inorganic. And if people would separate the inorganic from the organic, then recycle works. But if any of the paper or the plastic is contaminated with food waste, nobody wants to recycle it. That's why we don't want single-use plastic bags. Yeah, you can pour it in this one here. The wishing well, we call this. It's got solar panels. If you look on the top, it's got solar panels by the windmill there. See?
Yeah.
And then there's a windmill up there.
Nice.
Yeah. And then if you can look in here, you see we're growing with the slurry. We're growing this wonderful water plants and duckweed. And we feed the duckweed to our tilapia fish, which we ate tonight.
Nice.
So we really have a lot. And look at how abundant the vegetation is around the digester.
Yeah.
It's
there's-
too heavy. Too,
Okay. Here, hold the camera. I'll show you what a 57-year-old professor can do. I know you young people these days.
We are weak.
It's because you play video games all the time.
Oh my God.
There you go.
ah, good.
All right, let's not fill it so full this time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Moral falls.
And what the purpose of this pipe? So,
This is from this digester. When it gets overfilled, it
oh,
spills
it's gonna,
into this
okay.
one,
Okay.
and then when this one gets overfilled,
So the last one.
it goes into the last one. Although this hose came out, but
Okay, got it. So
yeah.
This is the purpose.
yeah, it's so that we can get about 80% of your gas from the first digester and 20% from the second, because there's still nutrients coming out.
Okay.
So we do a daisy chain from this one to this one, from this one to this one, and then out. And you can see how abundant the
Yeah.
portulaca and the vegetation is, because
Yeah.
the final spill is making this all grow. And this is just sand. So bioslurry has tremendous potential. You can see how lush it makes things. And you can use it in, like if you're in Pakistan, where our colleague Taha Majid did some work, or you're in Palestine, where my wife is from, and it's desert soil, you can turn it into living, good soil. And sand into soil.
desert soil lack the organic material.
Right.
Yeah.
That's we have here.
Yeah, you've got, so food waste is the solution. It just
Yes.
has to be put in the right place. Let's see now if the button can be pressed under here. Yep, we're back.
Now again on.
Yeah, let's turn on the water.
Water.
Yeah, I think there wasn't enough water, so it heated up. Okay, and turn on the switch. Let's see if it doesn't mess up. Oh, it's having a bit of trouble. Oh shoot. In that case, hold this for a second. Let me have the glove. Or I'll use this glove. Sometimes what happens is it'll jam because some bone got in. As long as it's off, you can put your hands in. And let me use this also.
Okay.
And make sure that whatever's in there is not jamming it up. So you really should. Oh yeah, there's something in there. Darn it.
Oh.
Yeah, I can feel it. Uh-oh. Nope.
Pretty bad.
Something's really messed